Hey everybody. Hey y'all, listeners, followers, those who like to participate in conversation and expand ideas. Haha. Welcome to the BiggerBoundz podcast. I am 50% of your host, DJ-BIGGZ, and would like to introduce you guys to the other 50% of the host.
Oh, the host, JOIE.
Oh, it's JOIE. All right. So today's episode or today's conversation, the topic is stress management. So I guess the best way to start this topic, how are you doing today?
I cry every day.
Wait.
Every single day.
Oh, man. We're gonna require some context. You can't just hold on. So you ain't waste no time. We started off with a simple "How are you today?" She said, "Look here, I am in tears every day.
Every single day, I'm crying."
She said, "Damn." Okay.
Ooh.
So now is the crying every day? Is this helping you with stress management?
Absolutely not.
Oh gosh. So it's not like oh gosh. I'm not trying to laugh at your pain right now. This is not what this was about. Okay, so it's not like, because you know how sometimes people just need like a good cry, you just let it out and then you go about your day. It's not like that.
No.
So this cry's whooping your ass
every time.
Oh gosh. Why?
I have no stress management skills. Well, I don't know. Everything I used to do, I can't do right now because I have a goal I need to reach.
Okay.
So right now, I'm just suffering through it.
So you feel like currently you're not in the point in your life where you can do the things that you would do to manage stress. What were those things?
Well, I like to party. I love to cook and create whatever in the kitchen. New dishes, just work on old dishes and work on my craft in the kitchen. I love to just do different things. Like, I wouldn't mind going out and just exploring whatever, God's given us, has for us, whether that's hiking, whether it's a theme park or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Just something fun. But right now, because I love to have fun, I kind of have, me, I don't have a medium. So it's either I'm having a whole bunch of fun or I'm not having fun at all. I need to find balance.
Okay. All right. You hit on a lot there because when we talk about stress management, I feel like everybody has the things or different activities that they might like go through. And, it's always good to have an activity, but it's always good to see why that is your activity for stress management. Because it's just like you said, you started off with like a list of things, but you at the end of the day, you come to the conclusion that at this point in time, you can't even do those things to help you out with your current stress.
Right.
So it's like, it's funny. I feel like a lot of times we have to be careful because a lot of the things we can do as stress management can be like things that either hold us back or be deterrents from our focus.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost as if to manage your stress, you must distract yourselves from your frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like if you like certain people who would say like to manage stress, they go out and party or they go out and drink or they go out and like use a substance. Right? That's technically not really like a great way to manage stress.
Well, when I say party, I think unfortunately my generation has partying. We use partying as, like you said, it's not really healthy. But when I party, I like to party. I truly like to go out, have fun, dance the night away. Nowadays, I don't even drink anymore at the club. And I'm still having a great time. It's just a vibe. It's just literally a release of energy for me.
So you just go out there, dance the night away.
Dance the night away.
Dance the night away. I don't know the song. But okay, you see that's real good, and I feel like I think within the last year and a half, I had to come to a realization that one, I wasn't the best at stress management. Like I was real good at managing my stress so other people wouldn't, like, I guess, have to deal with the brunt of it. But I came to realize like I was always holding things in to the point where like it would be too much and it would overload me.
Yeah.
And I'd either crash, and like crash could lead to either like depression or me just being super irritable where I'm spazzing at anything that just like puts a pause in my train of thought, or like I'm just too irritable. So I had to come to a conclusion that like I needed to find different ways to deal with stress. And it's so funny how you start off with like, oh, what I used to do I can't do now. I kind of feel the same way. I feel like, especially with age, since I turned 30 this year, it's like you're kind of forced to find new things to do, because it's like part of you doesn't want to continue doing what you were doing in your 20s.
It's true.
But this shit's fun. Like, it's fun. Like, I feel like everybody would live as if they're 21 for the rest of their lives if they could. Like, if they possibly could, they probably do that.
I don't know. I don't think I want to necessarily do that, but it's just like you said, it's just about finding an outlet that works for you. And
what I realized with stress management is like, it's so tricky. So you need to find these things to help you relieve stress, but it can't just be anything. Because sometimes certain stress relieving activities could be like gateways to either addictive behaviors or tolerances you start to like develop.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, like, for example, like you said, the drinking. You know, Friday night I have a glass or two, but then if I make that turn into Saturday night, and then Sunday, and then Monday, and then it just keeps going and going, then that, like you said, could definitely become addictive.
You know, which is crazy because, like, so I would say as a kid, I didn't really develop too many hobbies because I didn't, like, I guess, have anything too consistent. But as an adult, I realized how important hobbies is.
Yeah.
Like, you need an activity to literally take your mind away from what you do on an everyday basis.
Yeah. Something to allow your creative side do its thing.
I like to paint, you know. I like shooting.
Yeah.
Going to the gun range is so relieving, which it's a little scary to think about it. Because, like, I'll literally feel I feel lighter leaving the gun range.
Which is crazy because when I went with you, I felt more scared of guns than I think I ever have before.
You see, which it really makes me think, like, when it comes to stress management, I feel like everybody has different types of things they might consider an outlet. Right. And it's like, most people wouldn't consider me to be like an angry person who like deals with rage. But a lot of times, bro, what helps me release stress is actually releasing rage. So it's like, I guess like back in the day, I used to always hear like guys talk about like sex is a stress reliever. Well, not even just guys, but even for women. And then it's like, I guess when I was younger, because, you know, guys always watch like porn and stuff. So our first stages of sexual conversation amongst men when we hang around each other is not necessarily a realistic one. It's kind of like a fantasy built one. Like, oh, we done seen this, that, and we talk about this. So when I was younger, hanging around my male friends as we were younger, and we would talk about if we had sex lives at the time, it was like this constant pattern of me hearing men having like super aggressive sex as like almost a way to like, oh, I'm releasing this pent up energy, right? And so when I go to the gun range and I kind of feel like that same feeling, sometimes like it feels weird. It's like it's almost like as human beings we have this necessity for violence. Right? You see?
Well, we are animals, and I mean, we can go back to slavery. Humans are violent,
right? And I guess like before, and I'm not trying to get too off topic with like the violent thing. It's just I only think about it because it's like, okay, we go through our day-to-day lives. We have work. Some of us are in school. Some of us are trying to run businesses. We have family members. We might be raising our own families, or me still be attached to our immediate families, and we play a role in that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like we constantly go through these day-to-day activities, which are basically our lively obligations, the things we have to do.
Yeah.
And they develop, it can cause us stress. It can cause us anxiety. It can cause us just to be at unease. And it's funny how finding an activity to entertain yourself, to literally release energy, it could cause like a healing sensation where you relieve like a pressure of stress. Yeah. Right? So it kind of makes me think, it's like, dang, okay. We've even seen like them companies where, what's those things where like people pay and they go to a room to go break shit?
A rage room.
The rage room. So it's like, you know, I feel like we are constantly in a form of transitioning with energy. Either energy that we're generating, picking up from others, taking from others, or putting into something else.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like sometimes we just get energy buildup and it has to go somewhere.
Exactly.
And it's interesting how we as human beings have like this universal sense of releasing our stress through rage.
Wait. What? I don't think everybody releases their stress.
Not everybody. And when I mean like globally, I don't mean like every single person is doing it. But no matter what country or what culture you go in like research, there's going to be like some different form of relieving stress through rage. Right? Even in like the Roman Colosseum, the gladiator concept.
Oh yeah.
Like, sure, the gladiators were slaves fighting for their freedoms, but the spectators?
Yeah. Don't just watch anything. We like to watch mess.
You see what I'm saying? The spectators were real. This wasn't like us watching WWE now with this fake wrestling that's filled with all this, you know, weird, you know, drama, soap opera. You took my job type of, you know, shit. But it's like, they was watching motherfuckers fight for their lives. Have to like fight wild animals and fight each other.
Yeah.
So there's always this sense of us kind of bonding over violence. Like, I don't know if you ever like watch kids. I noticed this thing about like babies, right? Babies will naturally laugh when they see you hurt.
Really?
G shit. My little brother Romel, when he was a little, I've tested this with multiple babies in my life. Oh. Like when babies are just looking at you, you're like, oh, ow. The babies start giggling. You
That's
pretend to
baby laugh.
Yeah. And then like, if you continue to pretty, you're like, oh my gosh, oh, you might come across like a sweet kid that might like be like, oh my God, no, I don't want you to be hurt. I'm sorry. But majority of the time, these little motherfuckers be laughing at you. And it's like, certain kids, to get them to stop crying, I would like purposely pretend like I tripped and hurt myself. Like, oh no. They go from just screaming and crying to like they're giggling. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no one ever taught us to like need to laugh at people's misery. Notice that was like a natural thing. Think about it. You was a little kid in school, you see somebody running, they slip, bust their ass, instant reaction. You see what you see?
You know what? Can I say a story?
Okay.
There's this one time I used to work at Taco Bell, and I was a shift lead there, and somebody came up to me one time, and there's another girl standing next to me, and the person was like, yeah, this older lady came in, and she fell smack on her face. When I tell you, I busted out laughing, and I did not mean to at all. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
Yo, like it is human nature for us to be amused at other people's pain and misery.
And I felt so bad too for laughing. I did not mean to laugh.
So when I during my time in college, when I was just looking for electives for an easy A, I came across a class called Survey of Literary Humor. Right, you know, me wanting to be an amateur comedian, just tell jokes. So I said, let me read about comedy, and like you kind of go through a dynamic where you learn that comedy is tragedy plus time, right? Plus time, right? So the things we make fun of, or the original purpose of comedy, is to make light of situations. So something is shitty, something is bad, we're going to make a statement to minimize the severity of it, but the purpose is to make light of the situation, to laugh through misery, right? Mm-hmm. So everything we technically make fun of is like a tragic thing. Like we make fun of stupid people, physically handicapped people. We make fun of people's gender and sexuality and race and lack of seasoning or ability to clean meat when cooking. Like, you see, everybody gets their type of hate, but it's like our sense of laughter, it's almost as if you cannot laugh without someone experiencing some kind of pain.
Yeah.
And I say all this because I feel like the key to stress management is balance.
It is.
I feel like a lot of times we tackle stress management in a way where it's like we need to alleviate and eliminate all forms of stress. And I feel like sometimes that can put us in a point of it could put us in a wrong direction when it comes to like how we start to act, especially with the people around us.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you focus on just removing and relieving the stress, you start cutting off people just to stay distant from the thing that's bothering you, right? And is that really stress management if all you do is avoid your stressors versus mastering them?
You're right. I find myself doing that a lot. Well, at least lately.
I feel like most people do. I feel like most people, we are smart enough to know what our triggers are, and we are smart enough to know that they occur, but it's like, it's almost like a mix of combination of having faith that, one, you can overcome it, two, actually wanting to try overcome it, and three, being willing to go through the possibility of probably failing at mastering it again. Right? Cause like, I don't know, cancel culture to me isn't stress management. It's kind of like running away from your problems.
I don't feel like that has anything to do with stress management.
I guess I just used the wrong word, but it's just the concept of like some shit stressing you out, so you're like, nah, fuck it, I ain't dealing with it. I'm gonna just remove it from my life.
Yeah.
We don't have a word for it. I use cancel culture. I don't want nobody to assume that I don't know what cancel culture means. I just ain't got the word for it. I apologize. But like, individuals who just stay away and avoid their stress, to me, that is not stress management. Because what if you're in a situation where your stress cannot be avoided? Now what you finna do?
Stress out.
Exactly.
And cry some more.
So like, I feel like stress management is always like the shitty medium of fighting for your desirable position while being comfortable with the shitty position you can't control.
I think while we're talking, I think stress management, it kind of has to make you establish some type of boundaries.
Facts.
Which for some people, like myself, that's really hard. Because for me, I feel like we should all establish boundaries, but I feel maybe I'm just too naive about the situation. I wouldn't cross certain boundaries with people So I don't expect my boundaries to get crossed, but I find myself in a position where my boundaries are constantly getting crossed.
Now,
and that stresses me out.
okay. Now, what causes the most stress? Is it the fact that your boundaries are being crossed, or is it the fact that you don't feel like you're putting up the boundaries, so therefore they're not crossed? You see, because like, are your boundaries being stated and put, and people are just consistently violating them, or are you noticing your boundaries being violated and you're not really applying or reinforcing your own boundaries?
I definitely think it's option B, man. For myself.
Okay.
I don't know about
we
anybody else,
other people. This conversation is just an example for everybody else.
Yeah. For myself, I feel like I don't put up my boundaries, and then I get irritated when people do cross them. But it's like, what am I mad at now?
Now, you want to know, there's the reason why I asked that question. I had to come to a realization. I had a boundary issue all over. Like, I did not establish my own boundaries. I violated other people's boundaries. Like, I was just a person who didn't see boundaries. And like, it's crazy. I feel like it came from kind of how I was raised. Because I was raised in a family that was like, the family unit was like a structured hierarchy. We always like listened to each other. Like, my mom ran whatever, the oldest in the family was there. I had brothers. Everybody had their position and role. So it's like, I feel like growing up in such an environment where family was everything, I was constantly in a situation where I was bonding with people. There was no boundaries. We were all in one house. We all had one goal, one unit. This was our home. And it's like, I think I took that behavior outside of the house when trying to make friends. So when someone was like trying to be like best friends, I kind of treated them like family. And as I got older, I realized like that could be a problem, because you really don't know people and other people's upbringings, and what you think is like hospitality and courteous, some other people could view it as like overbearing and invasive.
Yeah.
Or
I've
intrusive.
learned that the hard way.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of learn how to, one, read other people's boundaries, which I'm still a work in progress on that. And the more I started to realize other people's boundaries and I put myself in the process of respecting theirs, I became better at making my own, because now if I can see your boundaries and follow your do's and don'ts, I shouldn't be afraid to tell you about mine. Why should I be insecure to tell you my do's and don'ts if I'm willing to listen to yours?
Yeah.
And I would say boundaries is something I had to actually start learning and establishing. I kind of feel like 2.5 years ago. No. I would say I started learning from my mistakes of my lack of boundaries at 20. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It is your boy, DJ-BIGGZ. I wanted to take a moment to talk to you guys about our sponsor at JOIE. JOIE is an all-natural, black-owned skin and hair care line with ingredients tailored for moisturizing the skin and reducing scars and stretch marks. Personally, I love using their shea butter. It makes a great aftershave. It helps prevent with razor bumps and ingrown hairs. JOIE shea butter contains a number of natural ingredients like tea tree oil and maru butter to moisturize and treat the skin. You can order these products at enjoy.co and use the promo code BIGGZ for 15% off. Remember, you can renew and rejuvenate with JOIE at enjoy.co for 15% off with the promo code BIGGZ. Establishing, I kind of feel like 2.5 years ago. I would say I would say I started learning from my mistakes of my lack of boundaries at 25. And I started realizing I had to start applying boundaries. I was probably like 27.
Okay.
27, 28 is kind of when I came to the realization. I was like, yo, I think my issue is like it's a boundary thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and I've definitely had to adjust how I move when developing friendships. You know, any type of relationship, even business type of relationships, is just like sometimes you just gotta understand like people have their role in their seasons. So sometimes you can't force expectations on anybody or put people in a position that they're not willing to be in. Like a lot of times we be putting people in a best friend position and they don't want to be your best friend.
Right.
You know, a lot of times you be calling somebody bro and gang when really they just want to be an acquaintance.
Yeah.
They just a party friend. You know,
Yeah.
hit them up when it's time to go to the club on Friday night.
Right.
Please don't call me on Monday when you need help moving. Because we're
not that close.
We not that close.
I don't even know you.
Right. And it's okay if we not that close. It's just sometimes. And I feel like that is something that a lot of people suffer with when stressed. It could be just lack of boundaries. It could be boundaries with your family, boundaries with even in your relationship. People will start dating and you'll fuck around and start performing the acts as if like you're engaged and already getting ready to be married, but y'all two just been talking for a few months.
Right.
Lack of boundaries being established. Friendships, you know, you just just met somebody today. You just met them a few weeks ago. They know the password to your freaking door code. Like boundary.
Right.
You don't see how this could stress you out when you allow every avenue for anyone to take advantage of you because you just loose with your behavior, just loose with how close you are with people. I feel like boundaries is a great form of stress management because at the end of the day, there's constant miscommunication and just constant forms of people. Everybody has different levels of like respect and disrespect.
Right. Right.
And boundaries, I feel like, is the best way to like establish that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. No, I feel that. I don't know. I gotta work on my stuff. I don't know. Right now, I don't know if anybody else can relate, but this college thing is really stressful.
Like college in general?
Yeah.
Yes.
College is stressful and it's really taking me down paths I never thought I'd even be in. So I'm literally just trying to learn all of it right now. As I'm going through this, I'm learning a lot about myself. It might not be the healthiest way, but it's happening. So
is it stressful because you kind of came into college like expecting only to get like the academics part of it? You didn't realize this was about to be a whole life journey you were going on?
Yeah, when my academic career really feels like some type of career. Like I've been in this for a while now and I feel like I'm just not getting the hang of it, but at the same time I'm still learning so much at the same time.
Definitely. I think the reason we wanted to make today's topic be stress management, it was an overall general topic because I feel like stress fucks up a lot of things for us.
Yeah.
Sometimes stress can make you sick internally.
Yeah. And it can come out externally.
Exactly. Like, I feel like majority of people, when you catch them in a moment where they're like spazzing out, crashing out, they done just snapped. Majority of the time, it's not necessarily like the event that occurred right then and there that made them snap. That event was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Right.
Right? That event was like the last needed ingredient to set this off.
Right.
And I feel like, you know, when we don't do the necessary work to not let ourselves get to that level, you know, we tend to put ourselves in shitty situations. Like I can honestly say, I've been stressed with multiple things in my life, right? Well, that has happened currently, and I wasn't managing that stress well, and I got into a situation with my oldest brother where, yeah, I can say how the situation progressed was really annoying and it did irritate me, but the way I ended up going off on him to address it, I can honestly say that energy wasn't 100% from that situation. Some of that energy came from other things I was stressed about, or other things that was triggering from outside of that situation.
Yeah.
You know? And now, although a lot of the things that I said are things that I felt it was true, but it didn't need to come out the way it came out.
Right.
Right. So now I'm in a situation where I have to apologize to my brother because, one, the apology is needed to first address just, I guess, the situation, make things right, especially when communicating from one man to another man. You always have to preserve that level of respect. And I can admit that the energy that I put off came with a level of disrespect. So now I have to go and apologize and kind of undo a frustration that I let out because I wasn't managing my stress. And it not only did it get the best of me, but now I done lashed out and I done transferred energy to somebody else. And I guess, you know, I really wanted to talk about stress management because a lot of times if we don't take care of ourselves, we don't just hurt ourselves with our stress, we hurt the people around us with it.
Yeah.
Right? Parents do it all the time. They come home from work stressed out and
you or whoop you or something.
See a dish in the sink. A shirt on the ground.
World War III
is that, you know, they about to beat a kid's ass, you know, but really it's not, you're not really just upset over the clothes you see on the floor. No, you got somebody riding your ass at work, probably not appreciating you the way you want to. You know, you can't whoop your boss's ass. You know, shit.
Maybe nowadays,
right? But a lot of times, let's be honest, most people don't actually address the source of their stress. Most people do not actually confront the source of the frustration.
Yeah, that's step number one.
You know,
not confront, but find out what is the source of your stress.
Yep. And I used to be like, you know, that happens all the time because most people are pussy, you know. Yeah, you pussy. You can't cuss out the person pissing you off, but you can come and bring that energy to me because you scared of that motherfucker. You pussy.
Oh no, that's it. Maybe there's consequences.
There's that, but as I've grown and mature past my original form of thinking, I've come to the realization that certain people do it subconsciously. Certain people go to work every day and don't realize they let their boss walk over them. Or certain people be in friendships with people who, like, I don't know if you ever seen like a friend group where you can tell not all the friends is equal.
Yeah.
Like somebody's a motherfucking ringleader. Certain people don't realize they be in friendships where like they are really following someone that's just consistently leading them.
Yeah.
And they never speak up, they never stand up, they never boom. So they're always just in a situation where they're always following somebody. That's
a them problem, so I'm not gonna lie to you.
That is a them problem, but you ain't never seen nobody just be stressed out over that. You ain't never seen nobody be stressed out over having like fake friends.
Well, fake friends, yeah.
But think about it. If you constantly around them fake friends, is it the fake friends stress you out, or is it the fact that you keep running back to something that's not being given to you?
Ooh.
I feel like stress management really comes from, or one of the best things with stress management is managing your relationships. I can honestly say I've been stressed out being friends with people who the energy just did not reciprocate.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was always there for them and the energy was being taken, but then when I needed energy to be given to me, there was like no friend to get that energy to.
Wow.
And it's like we can be in one-sided beneficial relationships all the time.
Yeah.
Certain people just stay in there long term, and then certain people you kind of wake up and you be like, why the fuck am I still here?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you know, there's a lot of different things for stress management, and I really think it's not just, you know, having a healthy diet. It's not just exercising, making sure you having mental health days, you know, personal hygiene, getting small days. Those are great. Those are great things to do. But I feel like if you don't examine your day-to-day routine, relationships, and who you deal with, you can find yourself in a consistent pattern of running into a situation that's constantly triggering your stress.
So then I guess a couple things we could leave with this would be, step one for stress management would be to identify the stressor. And then step two would be, let me not say step two, maybe tip two. We could say find what works for you. Like for you, it's the gun range. For me, it's cooking.
Yo. And I feel like activities are great stress relievers only for like the consistent day-to-day activities that you're stressed. So if you work a job, you going 5 days a week, you got to pay your bills. So we're not going to tell you to just quit your job, even though Beyonce's song is very, very convincing.
I am an advocate for quitting jobs, so.
Whew. We're not going to do that too early. Let's start making some money first.
Make sure you have some money, and if you don't have money saved up,
right,
I'ma still support you.
But for those of us that require our 9-to-5s for our livings, right, we're not just gonna be getting rid of these stresses like immediately. So this is why we have like hobbies. You know, going to the gun range, going golfing, going swimming, painting, doing whatever, even sex. Let's not lie. There's a lot of us out here in this world that's having sex to relieve stress. It's happening. We're adults here. So like those things are great when managing your everyday stress. That's like a consistent thing. But when you start developing certain, like the stresses that piss you off, like you go to work and you constantly have like that one coworker who just has no tact with dealing with people. So they're just like an obnoxious jackass, and it's like you kind of let it go. You know, I just gotta I just gotta work with this person. I just gotta work with them.
We all have one of them.
And you know, us as melanated people, we're always afraid of being the angry black person at work. So like, you know that one person that just doesn't realize when they're pissing you off, and it's like, oh, just gotta, okay, just let me file this paper and not tell Susie to shut the fuck up. You know, let me send this email before Judith gets thrown out the fucking window. Hey, no, like I'm just saying, or Todd. These are names of people that I believe they're put on this earth to piss people off.
Wow.
Yeah.
My auntie named Judith.
Huh?
My auntie named Judith.
What you trying to say? This ain't about your auntie.
She's so nice.
Look here, don't get me in trouble with the family. I said what I said. I'm not going to take it back. It's on recording.
She's a very nice lady.
Ma'am, I have to stand on this. It's been said.
Okay.
Yeah, I said it. Judith.
Wow. Auntie, love you. Shout out to my auntie. She a cool auntie.
Look here.
She know things. She with the times.
All I'm saying is when Todd at work comes up to me with the "What's up, brother?"
All right.
Bro. You know that? No, that really did happen to me.
I know.
I really walked into work. I was minding my business. It was a great morning. I had a song in my heart, a tune in my soul. Wow. I said good morning to everybody, and then there was this one guy, and he was like, he's like his mid 40s, maybe early 50s. This is a grown white man. This wasn't like a white guy my age, like 30 or under, who has like some swag about him or whatnot. No, he looks like your Mr. Rogers, welcome to the neighborhood white man. And he just, what's up, brother? Okay, I don't know if you ever watched the Boondocks. The Boondocks does this thing where their white characters talk funny, and I swear to God, he sounded just like this. So he was like, what's up, brother? That's exactly how he said it. And I felt so dirty.
I feel like that might be an older generation thing, though. I feel like they all used to call each other brother.
Right. So mind you, this is like an office call center type office. So like this didn't happen privately. LOL. Right. So I had to see the eyes of my other black constituents at work see me go through this humiliation, and they made that eye contact, like they knew how uncomfortable I felt by him calling me brother like that. Right. And they also knew, like, damn, he can't say shit about it. they saw the look at my face, like, bro, is you gonna tell him something? Is you gonna say something? And I just commenced to clock into my job. I felt so I never felt like a house Negro closer in my life. I said it. Hey,
and that's being black in the workplace, folks.
Right. Because all my life, the only white person that ever sounded okay saying brother like that was like Hulk Hogan. Yeah, brother. Come on, brother. He's like the only white person that could do that. But
that's like an older generation thing.
But you want to know what? Even Hulk Hogan fucked up because he later on turned out to be racist. Oof. Once he found out his daughter liked black men, he was all up on a recording saying the N-word. That ruined my childhood. Collapsed in that moment.
That's a different story for a different.
Either way, you see it now. These are the things that I can't manage. Like when it comes to my stress, right? Because no one prepares you to feel just dirty because someone called you brother. Like, and the thing is, it's not like he says this to other people in the office. He's never said, I don't know what made him say it to me that day. Thank God he's never said it any other day, because I ain't gonna lie, I'll go take his ass to HR. I know we tell homies on the street don't snitch, but snitching is okay in the office place. If you was working nope, I don't care. If you working a 9 to 5, you is not no hood nigga. You not in these streets. You do not get paid to deal with no kind of disrespect. I come to work. I deal with any form of disrespect. I don't care if it was by accident, on purpose. That's what HR is for.
That's a different stuff for a different day, sir.
Hey, the fuck? I'm all, hey, shit. If y'all would have came to work the next day and that man would have said, hey, brother, I'd be like, hey, look, I need y'all to come holler at George.
Not George.
Y'all need George to understand he needs to maintain professionalism in the workplace. I don't know why he felt like it was okay to refer to me as brother, because I done heard him talk to everybody else. It's sir, ma'am. Why was he so familiar with me? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I have no idea.
Yeah, watch your fucking microaggressions around me. Wow. Okay. Hey, my form of stress management, I go to HR. Hey. Because I'm not finna sit there and deal with that stress internally. All right, that's not my job. Now I'm at work not thinking about work. That's not healthy.
I'm done.
That's not healthy. No, HR got to deal with that. I'll at them. Hey, them emails come out with the swiftness. Whew. Just got to be. So, if there was anything to take from my story,
identify your stressors, people.
Right?
And figure out what works for you.
Yeah,
whether that's painting, but make sure it's a healthy activity.
And don't let your stressors linger. Okay, if your stressors is that one dude at work that's just too familiar when he talks to you, you gotta nip that in the butt. Gotta nip that in the butt.
Go ahead.
Hey, it's 2022. We don't be addressed any way we don't want to be addressed.
I have no words.
Hey, just hey, when you spitting facts, ain't nothing to add on top of that.
Wow. I'm going home.
And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, yes, find a hobby, maintain your hygiene.
Find an outlet. That's the word I've been looking for this whole time. A healthy outlet.
And actually, I had a one homegirl. She told me something that has been very good when it comes to my stress management. I don't know where she got the statement from, but she was basically telling me like your bedroom, like how your room looks, is a reflection of your mind. So if your house is messy and cluttered, it's like that's a sign that your brain, like you got a lot going on. So a lot of times what relieves stress to me is cleaning my house. I ain't gonna lie, I've gotten to that age where cleaning my house is a peaceful thing.
Yeah.
Get the music going early in the morning. Don't need to talk to nobody and just clean the house. So maintaining routine, maintaining organization in your life is a good stress management. Hobbies, actually having something you just purely just for enjoyment. It don't got to make you money. It doesn't have to be something that like has to be a productive thing. Just something that you truly enjoy that works. And truly identifying what stresses you out in life. Evaluate your relationships. If you are unhappy being around somebody, you got to adjust yourself or adjust the situations you are in around that person. And also realize stress management is not just important for you, but for the people around you, because you don't want to be spazzing at people that just have to apologize to them later. That's just disgusting. I'd rather cuss people out and just keep it moving. Hey, no, certain people deserve to get cussed out. We not finna confuse stress management with, oh, don't cuss nobody out. You just don't want to cuss out the people you don't want to hurt. That's it. And with that being said, I hope everybody has taken something good from this conversation. And maybe we can share ideas on how you manage stress. And with that, the BiggerBoundz podcast. Oh, you got any final words, y'all?
Yeah, DM us with your stress management tips if you have any, because we want to see them. Especially me, because remember, I said I cry every day. I'm tired of this, people.
Yep, you can hit us up on IG. We will have everything posted, and we even have the BiggerBoundz email. It will be biggerboundz@gmail.com. You guys can email us tips, topics, anything you want to talk about, or like I said, you can let us know your stress relievers. We can do our best to try to share it with people, and hopefully make the world a better place. This is the BiggerBoundz podcast, and we're out.
Bye.